I don't think anyone should be talking to my children about sex except for me and my husband. I used to take my kids to the library all the time. Every Wednesday, we would go for story time. Every Tuesday, we would go for the puppet time. And there would be ladies hiding behind, and I think there was a guy that worked at the mall. So the guy that worked at the mall, and then a bunch of ladies would hide behind cardboard boxes that were painted pretty colors and do puppets. And it was a puppet show, and they talk about different books, and they'd pick a book to read to everyone. Our library was very good about picking books that were universal. Okay, we're not just going to focus on this very small group. We're focused on a book that everyone will enjoy, right? So we did Dr. Seuss for, is it July? I don't know. There was like a Dr. Seuss month or day or week or something. And so we did Dr. Seuss that time of year. It changed throughout the year, and we did kind of themes. So we talked about fall in the fall, and it was about leaves changing colors. And then the kids would do an activity where they chase leaves and draw them, and it was beautiful. And it was just good, clean, wholesome fun. I would be at the library sometimes, and there would be a kid there that had two moms. I would be there, just me, by myself with my kids, because my husband worked during the day. Someone could maybe have assumed that I was a single mom. There was people in that room that were single, married, divorced. Some people came with their grandparents. Some people came with a neighbor. Nobody was judging, but we weren't all trying to push and be like, you need to talk to your kids about divorce because I'm a divorcee. You make sure they know what it means to be divorced. Like that would be so not appropriate. I think we'd all be like, whoa, back up. Let's not read a book about divorce. I'm okay that a book about divorce exists because if that is your family, if you're trying to explain that to kids, I get it. But I don't want it to be a big thing that's being pushed at me and my children and my family. I will talk to them about that in a way that I find appropriate at certain ages. But it's the sexualization. That's the problem I have. I don't think anyone should be talking to my children about sex except for me and my husband. Okay? We're going to have those conversations with our kids, and we're going to do it in an age-appropriate way. We're going to have that conversation when our child is at an age where they can understand. So when our kids were really little, where do babies come from? Well, a mommy and daddy love each other very much, and we give of ourselves to each other, and that love overflows, and 9 months later, sometimes you have to name it, and that's a baby. You are the overflow of love from me and daddy. That's simple, very easy. Eventually, as they get a little bit older, we talk about either we have a friend that's pregnant or maybe I was pregnant, and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? And it's like, oh, well, babies grow in a mom's womb. It's really wonderful, amazing, and beautiful. You grew in my womb, and we talk about that. We talk about breastfeeding, but I do it with my children in an appropriate way. If I went to the library and the woman started talking to my kids about the way babies are born and shows a vagina diagram, and this is how a baby comes out, I'd be like, this isn't appropriate. These are little kids. Like, I'm glad that you feel comfortable talking to kids about it. Go home and talk to your kids about how the baby comes out of the vagina. I had a C-section, so my child came out of my stomach, not my vagina. And if that makes you a little uncomfortable, I'm sorry, but the Pride Month LGBTQ agenda is that much more offensive for your children. Maybe you don't see it because maybe you're like, it's just a lot of rainbows and it's a lot of being inclusive and kind to everyone. No, it's not. It's about them getting your child from a young age and telling them this is the way you should feel about other people. These are what people's pronouns are. These are, and what's okay and what's not.